Guys, this is Illusion PODFIC, and today we're going to be reading Green Through and Through by another _ Robin. This is Chapter 3. Tonight was fine, good even, weird. Jason hung around with Dick, and they beat up some thugs, smashed some heads. It was awkward, running on rooftops with his big brother like before. Thinks that Dick found it weird too. He was quieter than usual, but Jason's trying. That had to count for something. By the end of the night, they were joking around with each other over their post-patrol food. It was nice. It didn't quite feel normal anymore. Jason doesn't think it will ever feel normal again, especially with Bruce. But he's making progress with Dick and Babs, and he's making amends with Tim. And he thinks that that's enough. He's pulled from his musings by the beep on his comms in his ear. Apparently, he's not the only one, as Dick places 2 fingers to his ear like he's James fucking Bond and tries to speak through the chili dog in his mouth. Ayo, what's up? Nightwing, Red Hood, my cams have picked up a scared-looking kid running around near you guys. Can you check it out for me? Sure, can you give me a description? He replies, putting his helmet over his head. Dick hasn't responded, mostly because he's currently trying his hardest to swallow his entire meal without choking and failing miserably. Male, teenager, probably about 14 if I had to guess. 5'10"-ish, wearing shorts and a crop top? Sorry, I can't see shit through the security cameras in the city. Thanks so, we're on it, he says, clicking off his comms, cutting off her rant about how they might as well have used potatoes as cameras. He turns around to his idiot of a brother and taps his foot impatiently on the rooftop as he waits for him to swallow what's left of his food. Once he's done with that, they split up, partially because if the kid is scared and running, then he's unlikely to stay in one area for too long. And more importantly, they're in Crime Alley, which means whoever scared this kid is getting a bullet between their eyes, and he'd rather skip Nightwing's lecture. Jason jumps across the rooftops, his eyes glued to the streets beneath him, looking for any sign of a kid. He's honestly about to give up when Nightwing's tiny voice comes through the comms. I found him, he pants between breaths. Fuck, he's fast. Hood, a little help? Jason already has his grapple out and following Oracle's directions to Dick before he's finished talking. He's about to drop into the alley to try and cut the kid off when Dick's voice filters through his helmet speakers. Shit, I lost him. You had one fucking job, Dickwing. Hey, you didn't see him. He could have given Diana a run for her money. You think he's meta? Either he's meta or I'm seriously losing my touch. I don't think he's even noticed me chasing him. Now that's just embarrassing. He swings into an alleyway and surveys the area. Crime Alley isn't a half-decent place for a kid on his best day, especially for a kid who isn't aware of his surroundings or a meta. But no matter how hard he looks, there isn't any sign that the kid might have been there. He's about to say as much and make a jab at Dick about his old man knees when something barrels into his chest. Time slows. He feels like he just got hit by a runaway train. The wind is knocked out of him, and before he can even process what happened, he's out cold. When he comes to, the first thing he notices is, ow. Yes, he has broken ribs. Fucking spectacular. The second thing he notices is that his helmet faceplate is just gone. That's mildly concerning, but the C4 hasn't gone off as he's still, well, alive. And his identity is still safe thanks to his domino mask. They said he was dumb for using a domino and a helmet. Suck it, Roy. He thinks he might have a mild, read god-awful, concussion, and his comms probably got ripped out with his faceplate, which means no backup. Wonderful. He tries to take slow, subtle breaths, not let anyone who may be around know that he's gained consciousness. Unfortunately for him, and his broken ribs, the universe takes that moment to make him gasp and sputter for breath. He rights himself and tries to get his breathing under control, clutching at his chest that is definitely bruised. He's wearing Kevlar and body armor. He must have got hit by a fucking tank. There's a small gasp behind him and the sound of glass scratching against stone. He was around, ready to defend himself, hand hovering over one of his guns, and it's the kid. And he looks like Shed. The first thing Jason notices is how grimy he is. His torso and face and hair are all covered in a layer of filth mixed with blood. He's curled up on himself, visibly terrified, maybe hurt. Scanning the boy in front of him, Jason notices that his hands and feet are pierced with glass shards of various sizes, blood bubbling up from the wounds. No shit, he just outran Nightwing with glass in his feet. His green eyes are glazed and puffy with tears, and he's bitten his bottom lip so hard that his teeth are stained red. The clothes he's wearing are sodden and dripping, and God, he must be freezing. He's only wearing a binder and underwear. Was he assaulted? If he was, then someone is gonna die today. The kid can't be older than 15. Jason pushes back on the green rising in his throat. It'll have to wait. The boy is shaking, whether from the cold or fear is impossible to tell, and pressing himself against the wall, attempting to disappear. He smells vaguely like vomit and rotten flesh and acid and acrid smoke and chemicals and green. Lazarus pit. But that makes no sense. There aren't any more Lazarus pits in Gotham. Batman sealed them up. Jason checked. He made sure. But he can't deny that the kid in front of him looks like he came straight out of the pits. He has all the signs. Green eyes, white streak in his hair that he can now see poking out under the grime. He's scared and confused, probably angry, possibly homicidal. He clearly doesn't have a clue what's going on. He might not even know that he died. Jason raises his hand slowly, keeping them in the boy's view. Something shiny on the floor briefly catches his eyes. It's his faceplate, or it used to be. It's been crumpled up and folded like clay. So Dick was right. The kid's a meta, enhanced speed and strength and probably stamina. Classic Delta-level metahuman. Why he decided to mangle Jason's newest helmet is anyone's guess. Though a dip in the Lazarus pit isn't exactly conducive to critical thinking, he would have to approach this carefully. Hey kid, I'm not gonna hurt you, I promise. Everything will be alright. He tries to keep his tone soft and reassuring, repeating, "You're gonna be okay," over and over. He tries to take a step forward and the kid doesn't react. His eyes are looking but not seeing. He didn't stiffen and relax when he started talking. He hasn't really reacted in a while. That's bad. Jason can't let him go into shock. "It's alright kid, I'll keep you safe." That did something. The boy tenses, nails digging crescents into his arms, eyes squeezed shut in frustration. Jason halts his approach. It's just a kid, a scared, traumatized, possibly pit-mad kid. All he wants to do is pick him up and get him safe and kill whoever hurt him. No one deserves a Lazarus rage, least of all a kid. He needs Dick. He's always been awful at comforting people, resorting to bad jokes and awkward pats. Dick always knows what to say and do. Jason has never been like that. He can't do this. The kid, who really needs the name, takes advantage of Jason's pause and books it out of the alley, with Jason hot on his heels. Jason knows what it's like in the boy's shoes. The confusion and fear and the green. He knows the overwhelming need to run and hurt and kill. He knows what it's like to wonder if you're even you anymore. But most of all, he knows what it's like to go through it all alone. He had Tolly and his teachers. He even has his family back now. But no matter how many patrols he takes with Nightwing or dinners he shares with Babs, he still feels alone. This kid doesn't need to know. He can be there for the boy like no one was for him. But first, he needs to run. He smacks a gloved fist into the side of his helmet, trying to activate a comment. Ow! I forgot he probably has a concussion. It kinda works though. All he can hear is static and short bursts of Mango's speech, but Oracle must be able to lock into his location now. They tear down alleyways and goddamn, this kid was fast. He was steadily falling behind because running with broken ribs fucking sucks, and he's just a regular human. It isn't long before the boy is out of his sight, but Jason refuses to give up. He'll be damned if he lets the kid go through what he went through alone. So following the trail of bloody footprints, he runs until the bloody footprints end. He runs for a while after that too. The trail just fucking disappeared. How is that even possible? With the amount of glass in that boy's feet, he should be leaving bloody trails for days. Unless he has accelerated healing? Okay, that could explain the footprints, but not where he went. If he was on the rooftop, then Jason would have heard the creaking metal of a fire escape. If he was in the streets, Jason would have found signs of him. At least there isn't a path of destruction in its wake. A lot better than Jason after the pit. If he had to guess, Jason would say the boy's meta abilities are helping him through the madness. As for where he went, maybe he could fly or turn invisible? But that begs the question, why didn't he leave while Jason was unconscious? Bat chat. Jason, 4:18 a.m. Sup losers, I've got info on that kid we found. Dick, 4:21 a.m. Word? Tim, 4:22 a.m. What kid? Cass, 4:22 a.m. Upward arrow. Steph, 4:23 a.m. 2 upward arrows. Babs, 4:23 a.m. There was a scared kid in Crime Alley. What's the info, Jay? Jason, 4:24 a.m. Kid's been in the pits. Jason, 4:24 a.m. Recently. Dick, 4:25 a.m. Shit. Cass, 4:25 a.m. Upward arrow. Damien, 4:25 a.m. This is an absurd way to type. Upward arrow, upward arrow. Dick, 4:25 a.m. Go to bed, Damien. It's a school night. Tim, 4:26 a.m. Ha, sucks to suck, brat. Dick, 4:26 a.m. You too, Tim. Actually, everyone wrap up patrols and head home. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Cass, 4:27 a.m. Thumbs up. Steph, 4:27 a.m. Okay, Dad. Babs has removed Tim, Stephanie, Damien, Duke, and Cass from the chat. Dick, 4:28 a.m. Thanks, Babs. Dick, 4:28 a.m. So? Dick, 4:28 a.m. Was the kid a meta? Jason, 4:29 a.m. Yeah, let's keep that between us though. Jason, 4:29 a.m. Bruce has his whole no meta thing. Plus, it'll piss him off. Babs, 4:30 a.m. Secret safe with me. Babs, 4:31 a.m. Dick, 4:32 a.m. Alright, Jay, but if he asks directly, I'm not gonna lie. Jason, 4:32 a.m. Pussy. Alright guys, and that is the end of chapter 3 of Green Through and Through by another fucking Robin. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next chapter.